Hey guys, I'm gonna make a sandwich. I'm heading to my friend's show later and I need something to hold me over. So I got a bunch of oyster mushrooms. I'm gonna try cooking these up in my new Brava oven. So I'm gonna try sort of a new cooking method for these oysters. I'm gonna slap them on some like herb bread with this corn puree, and I have some really nice sliced ham here from Contimo. It's a local meat market in Napa. And some provolone and some basil, and I'll just, throw some stuff on some bread and it'll be good. This is not a fancy thing, but I'm just going to show you guys kind of what I'm working with. The new thing I'm excited about is this Brava oven, because I'm still trying to learn how to use it. It's sort of an unusual cooking method where it uses really powerful halogen lamps to cook your food, so it doesn't produce a whole lot of extra heat, which is really neat. And especially here in summer when it's pretty hot, it's nice to have something that doesn't make your kitchen really hot. But the way the oven works is it mostly functions on recipes, sort of preset recipes. And if anyone who watches me cook on any kind of regular basis, you know that I don't ever use recipes. And so that's why when people are like, send me the recipe, I'm like, I don't know what you want me to send you. Like I cooked it live. That's my version of a recipe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try just dropping some oyster mushrooms onto this tray. I'm going to give them a quick sort of loose slice here. And these are oyster mushrooms that I grew from a kit. I think it was a kit from Nearby Naturals, actually. So originally I got the kit and it fruited a couple months ago, but as mushroom kits do, if you give them some more water and stuff, they will fruit again. So I'd moved it outside, put it under a mister, and it started pumping out mushrooms. So these look pretty good. A few of them have a little bit of slug damage. I'll pull those off. Be pretty selective since I've got lots of nice oyster mushrooms here. But yeah, here we go. Beautiful looking oyster mushrooms from Nearby Naturals. So, per usual, if you guys want to get mushrooms, you can always go to my website and check out the mushroom discount tab, and that's a great place to pick up some mushroom kits because I have discount codes for you guys. And I have discount codes for North Spore, Nearby Naturals, and Far West Fungi. So you can take your pick on the producer, see what you're into. I'm sort of agnostic. I think all three companies make great kits, and my goal with these affiliate code things is not to make a bunch of money. It's just to make sure that you guys have discounts on mushroom stuff if you want it. So that's what I'm doing. Like I said, you can check out the mushroom discount tab on my website. So the Brava oven here it's interesting. I cooked some broccolini with the other night, and it worked really, really well. It was super fast, cooked it in like 5 minutes, and didn't produce a bunch of extra heat. I've looked up the oven recipes, and there are no recipes for oyster mushrooms. So I'm not totally sure what to do with this. So I'm going to put it in and try it with a cremini setting. So that's just like your standard button mushroom kind of thing. I'm just going to do a really light toss of like olive oil and salt on these things probably. So let me get that going. Ooh, I've got a little bit of caramelized onion over here too. Start that up. Okay, so what I'm worried about is the button mushrooms are very dry, because commercial mushrooms come from the store very dry. Whereas oyster mushrooms, the way I was growing these under the mister, they're very wet. So normally I cook these pretty hot in a dry pan to cook all the water out, and then I'll add some oil. And I'm a little worried about like oiling them ahead of time, but I'm gonna just give it a go. See how this oven works. I think everything works best if you kind of spread it out in like a single layer if possible, since it's all about like the light contact. And these are some pretty powerful lamps. So, given what I saw it do with the broccolini the other day, I'm pretty sure it could cook a mushroom just fine. But this will be a bit of an experiment. And it's hard for me because I'm used to cooking things for... Sorry, I had a friend call me there for a second. I should really go on Do Not Disturb mode when I stream live. Okay, what was I saying? Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna put this in the oven. I'll show you guys, I guess, what it looks like. This Brava oven is pretty neat. It's a little contained unit. So there's my stove and my stuff I'm cooking in the stove, and here's my oven. It's the size of like a small microwave or something like that. So, okay. Wheel you guys over here so you can see a little closer. So, actually, I'll show you on top. So, up here on my recipes. So like I'm gonna select this cremini mushroom one, 1/2-inch pieces, 1/2-inch slices maybe. That's probably closer to what I've got. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna stick this in. So here's my tray going into the Brava oven. Probably wants me to go on top shelf would be my guess, but I'll find out. So, okay, so select that. Say yes, I want that. I'm going to cover all 3 zones here. I'm going to give it just a little extra juice because I think that these are kind of wet. Top shelf. All right, all those things, and I'm good to go. Now, oh, there we go. I got a notification too, so that's pretty cool. Great. Oh, also cool feature. Oops. You can see that? It's the it's the view of what's in my oven. So I'm gonna let that rock. That says it's got about 10 minutes on it. I don't know if it'll really take that long, but I'll keep an eye on it. So come over here and I'll prep my bread. I'm gonna toast that kind of traditionally in the oven. I think what I'm gonna do though is probably put my corn puree down first. So this is like a corn, I took the juice of corn that I like pureed corn, and then I took the juice out and cooked the juice. And so this is like a really supple, soft corn puree, basically. And that was something I saw Brandon or Sad Poppy do on TikTok. And I was like, man, that's really cool. I want to try that out. And it's tasty stuff. I really like that. You put some nice flavor like nutritional yeast, porcini powder, chili powder. I also blitzed down some, what was it, jalapeno and onion and garlic in there too. So that was a really phenomenal corn puree, and it's been a really fun ingredient to play with and put on stuff. I've been sort of using it as like a corn queso. I broiled some porcini the other night. I cooked down porcini. I added the slightly blanched green beans from my garden, and I smeared this corn puree over top of it, and then hit it with a bunch of mayonnaise and cheese, and broiled that for a couple of minutes. And it was kind of like instant green bean mushroom casserole, which was really cool, but like summery and corny and all sorts of good stuff. So that was fun. I really enjoyed that. Let's see. Okay, here my onions sizzling. They're smelling good. I'm gonna pick my basil here. So one of the tips I learned about basil is as basil's growing, if you can, you have this sort of thing. If you pick this top part and leave these 2 leaves, you'll get more basil sprouting out of these little meristems or whatever they're called. So it's like a good tip on how you pick your basil. You can get lots more basil. I picked this whole thing off because it was getting a little buggy. My basil has been subjected to severe pest pressure this year, but I'm still getting plenty. And even though it's got some holes in it, the basil tastes pretty good, so I'm not worried about it. I'm going to just take this all, put it out. So yeah, I'm going to go see my friend Brian play some music up in Calistoga later, but I'm want to make a quick breakfast, or not breakfast, whatever, lunch, dinner, some kind of sandwich. This is what I'm drinking here is a big vat of agua fresca, but this is basically hibiscus tea. So I took some dried jamaica or hibiscus, and about a cup of that, and about 1/2 cup of sugar, 1 lime, a good dash of cinnamon, and a couple allspice berries. And I've just had this sitting in the fridge the last couple of days, and it makes a beautiful, beautiful colored drink. Which is really good, full of antioxidants, super tasty, and you can choose how much sugar you want in it. But I put sort of just enough sugar to keep it interesting, and just enough lime juice to offset the sugar. So here's my caramelized onions. So these are just some spring onions that I popped in a pan for a little bit, because I really like caramelized onions with my food. Okay, let's see, how's the Brava doing? This is doing stuff. Starting to smell mushrooms. That's a good sign. You smell mushrooms cooking, and you got good things coming. Right. So So I'm just putting a tiny bit of toast on my bread so that when I put this layer down, it'll be a little bit crispy on top. Yeah, there we go. It's got just enough heat on it. So here's what I'm gonna do. Oops, I got a rogue piece of oyster mushroom. So it goes. I got a knife. I have a knife? I have a knife somewhere. Because I don't have a knife. Okay, so I'm gonna shellac my corn paste onto my toast. So it just spreads really nicely. This is it's a really fun ingredient. I'm super stoked that I learned about this from Brandon Sad Poppy. It's definitely one of my culinary inspirations. Social media is an amazing way to see the recipes and the techniques and stuff that people are coming up with. And you know, you get access to people that you would never get to see. You know, like guys like Renee Redzepi are here on Instagram or, you know, various social media platforms teaching you how to cook, teaching you how to do cool things, or just sharing their ideas. And you're like, this is like world-class Michelin star stuff that people are just like popping on social media. And you know, if you pay attention, you can figure out how to make some of the things that they're making. And it's just so cool. I absolutely love getting to learn about cooking from some of the world's best. And, you know, I appreciate that people enjoy watching me cook. I don't really feel like I'm doing anything special, but you know, people dig it, so I'll keep doing it. I like sharing my food. I've always liked sharing food. That's kind of my main social driver. I really like having people over and making them dinner. The pandemic was super hard for me because I just couldn't have dinner guests for a long time. So I'm just trying to put down an even layer of my provolone here. Get it nice and melty and get it all evenly distributed. A little bit more char on my onions here, but they're looking real nice. So yeah, I'm gonna get this all melty. I'm gonna mount it with my onions and my mushrooms, and then maybe my basil, and I'll just lay some of this beautiful sliced prosciutto over top. You could easily keep this vegetarian by not adding prosciutto, or you could keep it vegan by using vegan cheese and, you know, some other alternative thing. But you know, like most things I eat, I have no problem eating a little bit of animal fat, a little bit of dairy, that kind of stuff, as long as I'm sticking mostly to plants and mushrooms. So those are good. You wanna eat a lot of plants and mushroom and diversity in your diet, because it's one of the things that will help keep you healthy for a long time. It's kind of a shame in this country that so much of what we eat is just devoid of fiber, and it's just, I don't know, it's not complete food, you know? We need a lot of color and diversity and different things. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I'm a sucker for cured hams. Absolutely. French cured, Italian cured, Spanish, really doesn't matter which country it's from. I just want cured ham. Even American cured hams can be amazing. But I don't know if they're as widely lauded or accepted as some of the European kinds. This is a prosciutto, so this came from Italy. Ooh, I guess I'm having 3 pieces of ham. No, four pieces of ham. Well, that's fine. I'll have 2 pieces per slice, open-faced sandwich kind of thing that I'm making. Boom. Oh man, that looks good. Yeah. Well, thank you, Contino. These guys are local in Napa. I like them. They make some really good sausages and stuff. They're nice guys. I think they have their own location in downtown Napa, in case anyone's visiting the valley and wants to get a snack. Ooh, my goodness, these oyster mushrooms are looking good. Let's take a look at this so you guys can see what I'm seeing. So, oops. So while I'm doing all this other stuff in parallel, this is just cooking away. It's starting to look really nice and crispy. And this was recommended to me to try out just like their standard mushroom program. It's looking pretty good. I'm impressed so far. So, oh, you can see, interesting, like the lights are turning on and off in different zones depending on how much power it wants to give to certain areas. Let's see, I'll look through your comments. Usually a lot of the comments I get is they're a little off. So when I'm cooking, sometimes I ignore the comments. But I'm glad for the positive feedback, and you guys say good things. I always like that. Oh, my cook is almost completed. Get ready to plate and serve. Okay, so look, I got a ding from the app when I had like a minute or two left. It's better than my toaster oven that just dings, or a microwave that beeps and then like continues to beep forever. Plate here. The other thing that's nice about the Brava, it has this like silicone mat, so you can just put hot stuff on top of it. That is snazzy. Okay. Here's my toasted cheese bread. So this is gonna be the base of what I'm making for myself. But that cheese bread has the corn puree on it and some melted provolone, which sounds pretty good. This oven is the Brava oven, so BRAVA, Brava. Yeah, these are looking good. This is solid. I'm ready to like try cooking some more mushrooms. I do want them to make like, other specific mushroom cooking programs, or maybe I'll program my own the more I use this thing now. Like I said, I'm not big on recipes. I can make recipes, but following recipes is never something I've been good at. I'm not good at following directions. I was that kid. My mom would be like, Gordon, you have to read the manual, and I'd be like, no, I'm not reading shit. I just want to start playing with it. And that's kind of how I do things in my life. I just dive deep into it. I might have learned that from swimming. Because if you try to get in the pool slowly, or you try to like hop in the ocean slowly, man, it doesn't work. You got to go head first. Okay, so back you up. Take a look at this thing. Ooh. Okay, we're done. Great, thank you. Okay, so let's take a look. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. That looks pretty good. Yeah, those look legit. Those are cooked mushrooms for sure. Could I brown them even more? Yeah, I think so. So maybe next time I'll add a little extra minute or two, but these are definitely sufficient for my purposes. So that's pretty neat. So, let's see, I guess it's hot, so I'll just let this thing do its thing. We're going to go back to the board here, and we'll assemble my little sandwiches. Okay. So, like I said, this is nothing fancy. I'm just making a little afternoon snack. Don't want to go up to Calistoga and spend a ton of money at an expensive restaurant, so I'm just making myself a snacky poo. Sorry, that lighting in my kitchen is atrocious. Okay, so I've got my corn puree with some provolone. I'm going to put on some nice caramelized onion here. Just good spring onion that I roasted in the pan. I got nice and browny. It's hot. Sometimes it's fun to touch hot food. You feel a little more alive when your fingertips are burning. You know what I mean? I see chefs do it all the time. I'm not a chef. I have not burned off all the sensors in my finger. That still hurts. It's still warm, but that's okay. I'm going to touch my hot mushrooms now. Oh yeah. Touching hot mushrooms. Alright. Ooh, I kind of want to put some like Calabrian chili or something on this too. Just a little extra oomph. A little zing. Oh yeah, these skinny pieces look real good. That's nice. Okay, so this thing is definitely going to function like how thick your pieces are, or how much it cooks it. Yeah, when you do oyster mushrooms right, they can take on kind of like a bacony like texture and be really like crisp and tasty. So this is probably more oyster mushrooms than I can really fit on here, and that's okay. I'll have some for later. some sort of mushroom medley later in the week. Okay, so very quickly, a little more salt. Boop, boop. And hang on, I'm going to grab some chili paste. I'll be right back. Yeah, here we go. There's my Calabrian chili. So, I haven't actually opened this, but I will pop it open. Oh, it smells good. It's a little bit of acidity. What do we got in here? Hot peppers, sunflower oil. Oh, they put mushrooms in this. I didn't realize that. This has mushrooms in it. So this has the same mushroom that's on the thing in front of me. So there are some oyster mushrooms in my Calabrian chili spread. Maybe that's why I bought this, because I was like, oh, it's a mushroom chili spread. Well, you know me. I gotta be extra mushroom about everything I do. So here we go. Here's some chili spread. Give a little extra zing to our sandwich here. And it's also got some extra mushroom in it, so I'm eating lots of mushrooms here. Hit this down with basil. I could probably throw out just a little bit of olive oil or something on here too. So I'm just nice big pieces of basil. Just trying to get these kind of flopped on top. And I'm going to come by with my prosciutto, cured ham, and just layer that on top. This might be a little tricky to eat, but you know what? I'm going to unhinge my jaw and just go for it. Great. So here's 2 more beautiful pieces of prosciutto. Just lay this on. This reminds me of some of the Spanish tapas and stuff that I've had. If I'd could have taken the toasted bread and rubbed tomato on it, and then layered some ham on top of it. Oh my God, that was one of my favorite Spanish tapas. Was just like a little gazpacho rubbed on hot bread, and then a piece of sliced ham. That's amazing. I will definitely do that later in the summer. Anyhow, whoop. So here's my little oyster mushroom open face sandwiches. On the base is herb bread, and then I've got let's get that focused. There we go. So I've got an herb bread, and I've got my corn puree, and then some provolone, and then I put on caramelized onions, some mushrooms that I cooked in my Brava oven, which was really easy, really quick, and what did I put on? Oh, then I put on my Calabrian chili mushroom spread, which is pretty good stuff, and then I added a bunch of basil from the garden, and then some beautiful prosciutto from my friends at Contino. And I'm going to enjoy this outside with my hibiscus tea. Oh gosh, that's so good. Well, it's been fun, as always. I enjoy chatting with you guys. And yeah, per usual, I'm not going to eat this on camera because I make a mess of myself. But hopefully you guys enjoyed watching me make this, and maybe you feel a little inspired yourself to try it out. So, yeah, thanks again. Oops, let me try that. Hey guys, if you would like to learn more from me, please check out my website, fascinatedbyfungi.com. I've got lots of cool information on there, an About Me tab. I've got a FAQ tab where I answer a lot of your questions. I've got a cool Mush Merch tab where you can find my original t-shirts, so please get a t-shirt, get some leggings, support me. I would love your support. Even if you can't afford to buy something, you just watch my videos. That's fun too. There's also a mushroom discount tab on my website where you can find discounts on kits and condiments and grow supplies, all sorts of good stuff. A couple different companies in there, and they're all good ones. They're all good ones that I personally recommend. So thank you guys for hanging out, and happy Saturday. See you later. Bye.